All right, let's get started. Open up Android Studio. I'm going to say File, New Project, and I'm going to go to Empty Compose Activity. And in this case, I already have, of course, the place where this app will live. So I'm going to add a name here. You can name whatever you want, but I'm going to name this Jet Weather Forecast like this. I'm going to go to the okay, and then say Finish. And the project is being created. Android Studio is provisioning all the things that it needs to do in the background. And it may take a few seconds, so let it be. And after a few moments, once everything is done, you will see that everything is good. So we have created our project. Next, we're going to set up our dependencies because that's very important. We need to add all those dependencies, all those libraries we're going to need in order for us to be able to create this app. Okay. Now, when it comes to adding all of these dependencies to our project, it can be a cumbersome endeavor, but I will make this easier for you in that all of this code, this project, you can find it at the link I'm going to show you below. Okay, that link, that's where you can find this GitHub repo where you can just go there and get the build.gradle, all of these build.gradle, the project level, as well as the module, the app level. Okay, that way you're going to be able to get all of the dependencies that I'm going to add here and add them to your project. So I think it's the best way to do this, and because as you will see, I'm going to add a lot of different dependencies. But before we even move forward, you can see that some things are not right, meaning that we have here some squiggly lines that says that certain dependencies are outdated. This is very common because you have to remember Compose is a moving train, which means they're still working on it. Actually, not just Compose, in general, software development, tools that have been building or tools that have been built or are being built for us, they are moving trains, which means we always have to be aware the fact that they are being updated constantly, and we should also follow those updates. Right, so you can hover over now. You can see here says there's a newer version of Android Compose UI. So what this project is using, as we created it, is using 1.0.1, and there's 1.0.5 available. So what we can do in this Compose version here, let's find where that is declared. So let's go to Build Compose. There we go. So this is Compose version. We can change from here. So I got 5 like that. And also let's change the class path through our build Gradle. So 703, that could be a different number by the time you watch this video. And the other thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to change this to 153.1 as such. I know this because I've been doing this for a while, but just trust me. Now, if you have some issues, if you need to add or upgrade this value, this version, you can do so as well. Okay? So 153.1, that is what works with this current version of Compose. All right, so I'm not going to sync yet because there's something else we need to do, obviously. Let's go back to our build.gradle, and I'm going to add all of the dependencies. Again, remember, all these dependencies, you won't need to type them out yourself because I will have all of that available to you. First, actually, let's make sure that we have the correct plugins added here. So I have the ones I'm going to show you and add them for you. So I'm going to just go here and paste this Kotlin capped and Dagger. We're going to use Dagger Hilt for dependency injection. All right, that's good. Close this down. Let's go to where everything is. Okay, so I'm going to add all these dependencies. It's a lot of dependencies, and you'll see that I like to add these comments so that we know what dependencies we have added and so forth. So it's just a good habit to get into. So first of all, you can see that I added this Dagger Hilt dependency there as of recording this video. 2.39, that's the variable, or that is indeed the version that is needed. By the time you're watching this video, it could be higher, and remember that Android Studio will let you know if you need to upgrade that, right? Because you will have something like this. So if that's the case, then you just go ahead and upgrade. So we have Dagger Hilt that we added here. Again, Dagger Hilt, this is what we're going to be using for dependency injection in our project. I also have this other implementation of Hilt lifecycle for view model. This is actually capped Kotlin processing that we can add to our dependent. That way we can get the full help that we need as we start using Dagger and Hilt, in this case, for dependency injection. Okay, so you need these. And of course, here you can see that I have this Kotlin coroutines, core, and coroutines Android, and also coroutine play service. Okay, I have also lifecycle coroutines that we need to add here for a few models, and the implementation also for runtime. Okay, we're going to use Coil, which is a library that allows us to download images from the internet, which makes the process much easier, as you will see. So we need that. And of course, we have Retrofit and OKHTTP. So these libraries work together in the background, as well as with the JSON converter, to allow us to be able to download and parse JSON from the internet. So, and we'll see how all of that comes together. And we're going to use Room database in this project to save data into a database, SQLite database. So Room is very important because it allows us to create databases and save data into the database using a very simplistic approach, right? So Room abstracts out all of the things that we had to do before in order to save pieces of data into our database. Okay, we have this Kotlin annotation processing tool, capped. It's a must-have, as I noted there, and so forth. So this is important to have. Again, you don't have to go and write all of this yourself. You can if you want, but that's not good use of your time. That's why you can go to the repo, Git repo of this project, and you can go there and download Gradle files, and you should be good to go. Okay, let's not forget, of course, to sync everything. And we have a problem here. It looks like the plugin says that plugin ID Hilton was not found in any of the following sources. So that means then, it was my mistake, we have to go to the build.gradle, this next one there. Close this down. So where we actually added this compose version, we need to also add those other versions for Hilt and Room. That's very important. So I have all of that. I'm just gonna get from my secret place and add it there. All right. And that's not the end of it. That means then in our dependency class path here, we need to add those as well. So first, let's go ahead and get the Hilt class path. I'm going to just add there. Oops, let's put that in a new line. All right, so that looks good. Let's go ahead now and try again. Well, looks like everything went well, which is always a good thing, and we should be good. All right, so we should be good for now, at least in terms of our build.gradle, all the dependencies. Again, I have to emphasize, make sure you go to the repo, Git repo of this project to get all this information.